The attic was dark and dusty. Cobwebs hung from every corner. He could barely see. Then a glint of light caught his eye. It was coming from a far corner. Alex slowly walked towards the light. His heart pounded in his chest. He brushed aside a tattered sheet. Underneath stood an ornate full-length mirror. Its silver frame gleamed. It was strange. The mirror seemed to glow with an eerie light. The air grew cold as Alex drew closer. He felt a shiver run down his spine. Something about the mirror felt wrong. It was as if it were watching him. Its cold glass eyes seemed to follow his every move. Alex reached out a trembling hand. He touched the mirror's surface. It was icy cold. A jolt ran up his arm. Alex gasped and stumbled backward. What was this strange power the mirror possessed? Alex couldn't shake the feeling that the mirror was different. It wasn't just its age or its eerie glow. There was something else. Something unsettling lurked beneath its surface. He had heard stories about antique mirrors. Some were said to be portals to other worlds. Others held trapped souls. Could this mirror be one of them? He decided to clean the mirror. As he wiped away the dust, he noticed strange symbols etched into the frame. They were faint and hard to decipher. They looked like ancient writing. Had they always been there? He couldn't remember. Later that night, Alex found himself drawn back to the attic. He stood before the mirror, staring at his reflection. His heart raced with a mixture of fear and fascination. He had to know more. What secrets did this mirror hold? As he gazed into the mirror, he noticed something odd. His reflection seemed to shift. For a fleeting moment, he saw another face behind his own. It was gone as quickly as it appeared. Had he imagined it?
Alex decided to research the mirror's origins. He spent hours in the library poring over dusty tomes and faded manuscripts. He discovered that the mirror was centuries old. It was said to have been crafted by a mysterious artisan named Erasmus Blackwood. Blackwood was a recluse. He lived in a remote castle high in the mountains. Legends surrounded him and his creations. It was whispered that Blackwood possessed forbidden knowledge. He had made a pact with dark forces to imbue his creations with magic. The mirror was said to be Blackwood's masterpiece. It was rumored to reveal hidden truths, but at a terrible cost. Some believed that Blackwood had trapped something evil within the mirror, something that fed on the souls of those who gazed upon it. Alex shivered as he read these tales. Could they be true? Was the mirror truly a vessel of dark magic? He had to find out. He was determined to uncover the truth behind the mirror's past.
Alex learned that an antique shop in town specialized in unusual artifacts. Perhaps they knew something about the mirror. The shop was small and crammed full of strange and wonderful objects. The air was thick with the smell of incense and dust. Behind the counter stood a frail old woman. Her eyes were sharp and intelligent. She reminded Alex of a wise owl. Alex showed her a photo of the mirror. He asked if she knew anything about it. The old woman's eyes widened. She told Alex that the mirror was indeed a Blackwood creation. She had heard the legends too. She warned him to be careful. The mirror was powerful and dangerous. It was not to be trifled with. The old woman refused to tell Alex anything more. She said that some secrets were best left buried. Alex left the shop feeling more curious than ever. He had to unlock the mystery of the mirror, even if it put him in danger. That night, I couldn't sleep. I tossed and turned. The mirror's image was burned into my mind. I felt an irresistible pull towards the attic. I had to see the mirror again.
Alex crept up the attic stairs, his heart pounding in his chest. He pushed open the attic door and stepped inside. The mirror glimmered in the moonlight, seeming to beckon him closer.
I stood before the mirror and stared into its depths. At first, I saw only my reflection, but then the image rippled. Another face appeared. It was a young woman with piercing blue eyes and long flowing hair. She looked vaguely familiar. Her face was filled with sadness and fear. She mouthed something to me, but I couldn't hear her. I reached out to touch her, but my hand passed right through the mirror. Her image flickered and then vanished.
Section 6. The Tragedy of Blackwood Manor. The next day, Alex returned to the library. He searched for information about Erasmus Blackwood. He discovered that Blackwood had once lived in a grand estate called Blackwood Manor. The manor was now a crumbling ruin. It lay abandoned on the outskirts of town. Local legend claimed that Blackwood Manor was cursed. It was said that Blackwood's wife and daughter had died there under mysterious circumstances. Their spirits were believed to haunt the manor to this day.
Alex felt a chill run down his spine. Could the woman in the mirror have been Blackwood's daughter? He had to know more. He decided to visit Blackwood Manor. He had a feeling he would find some answers there.
As Alex approached Blackwood Manor, the sky grew dark. Thunder rumbled in the distance. Rain began to fall. Alex felt uneasy. He hesitated at the edge of the property. A shiver ran down his spine. He had the feeling he was being watched. He pushed open the rusted iron gates and walked up the overgrown driveway. The manor loomed before him. Its stone walls were covered in ivy. The windows were dark and empty. The front door creaked open as if inviting him inside. Alex cautiously entered the manor. The air inside was heavy and still. Cobwebs hung from every corner. The only light came from the flashes of lightning outside. Alex heard a noise. He spun around. Was someone there? "Hello!" he called out. His voice echoed through the empty halls. There was no answer. He wandered through the manor's darkened rooms. He felt a presence following him. He couldn't shake the feeling that he was not alone. In the master bedroom, he found another mirror. It was similar to his own, but smaller. As he gazed into its depths, he saw a flicker of movement. The woman from his mirror appeared. "Help me," she whispered. Her voice was faint and filled with despair. Then, she was gone.
Section 8. The Mirror's Hold. Alex was more determined than ever to uncover the truth. He returned to the library. He spent days researching Blackwood and his family. He discovered that Blackwood's daughter, Anya, had been a gifted artist. She had a talent for capturing the soul in her portraits. Anya had vanished without a trace. Her disappearance had devastated Blackwood. He had become obsessed with finding her. He had poured all his energy into his work. He had created the mirror in a desperate attempt to contact her, but something had gone wrong. Instead of reaching Anya, Blackwood had opened a portal to a dark and dangerous realm. He had inadvertently trapped Anya's spirit within the mirror. Alex realized that he had to help Anya. He had to find a way to free her from the mirror's grasp. He knew it wouldn't be easy, but he was determined to try.
Section 9. The Secrets Remain. Alex returned to Blackwood Manor. He stood before the mirror in the master bedroom. He felt Anya's presence. He knew she was trapped. He had to reach her. "Anya," he whispered, "I know you're there. I can help you."
The mirror's surface rippled. Anya's face appeared. Her eyes were filled with a flicker of hope.
"Alex," she breathed, "you have to break the curse. You have to destroy the mirror."
Alex's heart sank. Destroy the mirror? Could he do that? It was the only connection he had to Anya. But he knew he had to do what was right. He raised his hand to strike the mirror, but before he could, the mirror flashed blindingly bright. Alex shielded his eyes. When he looked again, Anya was gone. The mirror was just a mirror once more. Alex stared at his reflection. Had he imagined the whole thing? Was Anya truly gone? Or was she still trapped somewhere within the mirror's depths? He didn't know the answer, but he knew one thing. The mirror's secrets were still out there, and he wouldn't rest until he had unlocked them all.